Lesh, they have such early tempo with their own 4 heroes. I think it's a lot faster than what Boom has. And for Boom, yeah, you have the Tim's Mirage. Yeah, you've got these combinations with the Arrow. With all the saves on SMG, I don't know how successful those scans will be, and I think SMG just has to face.
I have a rule, I never doubt Tim's Mirana, so I'm going to go for Boom Esports, we're going to move into it, and I think Boom might be able to take this game number 1. Onto the lane. That's the kind of start you want for SMG, especially with this kind of aggressive draft. You want kills very early on.
They're already just starting to pressure mid as well. They make that movement down bot. They drag Roger in mid to give Moon a little bit of relief. We are seeing Yopaj up the CS, so he is beating out in the Lesh. We've seen this matchup a couple of times here, and like you get to clear out the wave a lot easier on Yopaj with the Tidebringer. You're not too worried about trading mana usage, which is much more important for Moon. He does have his level 4 up, so 2-0-2 as we tend to see. And if you do get hit by that split first, it is pretty painful. But I think this is the one lane for Boom right now that's coming out on top. Just Yopaj controlling mid, getting the farm he needs. If he does get the boat up at a good point, I think he can expect that Kunkka to either call for a rotation or look for a rotation himself and look for a pickoff.
It's one of the things we didn't really talk about either, John, but this is kind of a battle of the CEOs between Moon and FBZ. Now, naturally, they aren't really laning against each other right now, but later on, the CEOs will go to war to see who is the better CEO.
For Boom, that's leading to this much more passive safe lane, but it's exactly what you want out of this lane anyway.
Both lanes, at least safe lanes, look very passive right now. You see mid one top of the net worth board, rather than the CS board at the moment. Just having a fantastic time as mid lane. Someone isn't having a fantastic time. Moon, he connected with an arrow, but it won't matter because the boat does not land. Oh, never mind, Japoy. What a Tidebringer hit out from the Kunkka. I didn't think he was even facing him there, but he got the angle.
Yeah, got it perfectly. It's that timing we were talking about, Mike. Yopaj, when he hits 6, then call for a rotation, gets Tim's up. We've got the arrow combo and still.
Yeah, they're chasing down Skim right now again with those shadow poisons, but Raging is copying a fair bit of damage to R2. Able to secure the kill. Raging, one hit away, but he's going to be able to TP out. And R2 even getting himself out now. The creep just blocks the way for Jackie. He could just not catch a break in that tree line.
Does force a lot of resources out from SMG. Self-salve out on Afu, already out of mana, so you can't really do much with, say, Shadow Poison at this point. I think you'll take that trade if you're Boom. Yeah, you're losing Scam. That line's going to have a really late blink timing here, but it's kind of playing pause 5. He's being the sacrificial lamb for the slaughter here on Boom, and he's enabling Jackie to still focus in on that farm. Mind you, SMG still getting more, but they're going for a play on mid now.
Snowball, be able to dodge that X back into the torrent, but Tim is still going to just tank the snowball, get an arrow, and that's going to be an easy kill onto Roger. 3-2 so far, slight net worth lead for Boom Esports, but still a very close game between these two.
Yeah, it's a lot comfier, because Jackie's already playing in that bot jungle. It's very secure, he has good wards, you're building up the triangle. Once he clears that out with no contestation, SMG's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Chances are you aren't going to really be able to keep up with the Medusa. Even as the Morphling, you just don't have that crazy bump potential. Mid lane, arrow going to land onto Moon with the boat follow-up. It's just so much damage. They've lost Moon already. They're going to try and kill Scam and maybe find more. As Tim's is still fighting. Raging needs to back himself out, but Roger and Arthur have joined in. Roger now copying so much damage away from this Kunkka. He's going to go for a Roshan deny attempt. The snowball is there. Yopaj's still going to back off and try to get himself out now with the pig out. Now in the meantime, Tim's is still chasing and does kill off Raging. Tails Yopaj. He is still going to try and go back in after Arthur and survive through all this damage output, but Arthur, he will go at it as well. It's just not enough for Yopaj. He will walk away scot-free, and 3 heroes will drop for SMG.
Scam Yopaj right to go. Level 9 on Yopaj. Looking at this Kunkka compared to his supports, he's had a great time here. You don't even have finger up and Scam, they're still going to look at kill.
That's a massive kill out onto Moon if they can secure it, and I think they just have. Moon is just not tanky enough to survive. Boom reading the map very well, even looking for Raging, and a Hex will come out. Scam does catch it. Spike to follow up though. Roger is trying to move in to try and save. The Moonlight Shadow is really popping Tim just to make sure they can't even be seen throughout all this. As Roger is still trying to save Raging, but they completely ignore him for now. In fact, never mind, they'll go back to the task. They just don't have enough to finish off Raging Potato. But Boom Esports, not only do they get that mid-left track, but they'll find us. In fact, never mind, we are into the game, thankfully.
Yeah, it's back to it. They do cancel off that gank onto Jack Boys, and they are starting to flank around FBZ. So the smoke's still here, Mike. They find this kill. This could set them up for a bit of a push here as well.
You've got to help the Dominator up, so FBZ's got plenty of damage, but Moon is going to move in along with R2 to set up. You've got a great split earth to stun, and that should be still your part. He is going to show that he's being charged at the moment. They have perfect vision of the Kunkka, but can they actually fight him? He's a tanky boy right now, but the charge is going to fly right in. But the last Scam instead with the Nether Strike. Split up down, Arrow, not going to land on mid one. He's alright, he's surviving, and he'll strike Morph out of there. As the only person, they're going to lose the FBZ and Scam, but for SMG...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lagi nangis.
Really hitting into gear now. They just have so much stuns, so much great combinations to set up.
Both ultis right now for Boom are going to be on cooldown very soon. Again, they're going to try and focus down Skip with Roger, but they're trying to turn now onto the Tusken. SMG, they just go mid, not all the way. In fact, Tims, he got an arrow onto R2 and now raging. He'll charge back in, but the Earth Spike and the X are both going to drag him right back to the depths of the river. Now Boom Esports will just happily go back into the Roshan pit. They just can't be contested right now.
And that's a great read from them to back off one by one. They knew something was up when they didn't see SMG in their wards. And they just managed to retreat, bait them in, turn the fight around again, and get some good punishment. Now you have to deal with two.
At least force the rotations in from the supports of SMG. You get something done here though. You've got your party around him. You're going to try and focus him down, but it's not an easy target. He's got BKB up already, so he can just turn right back in. Raging again, charging on Skip, but he's been caught out. Disruption's going to save him from the boat, but for how long? Run his way away. But Boom Esports still want to try and force a fight. Exit there, back in onto that Spirit Breaker, into the torrent, and that might just be enough to know. Raging still survives. Your pass down to one in danger. They've got enough damage this time. Once the Skip they go, that'll be a second. Full moon on that left track, but now FBZ turning Tims. He lands the arrow onto mid one. They'll take down the Morphin, they'll take down Roger, and they might just be able to take down Moon, who's still chasing FBZ and does get the kill, but in the end is gonna die. So I don't think it was too bad of a team fight for SMG, but they end up losing mid one. And that's a pretty big deal here for the Dire.
And they lose mid one, they lose Moon, and Jackboys gets to pick up a couple of those kills himself. Sure, you're dropping Yopaj, you're dropping FBZ in exchange, but your Pause one's living through all these fights. He still holds on to the Aegis. He's gonna get take position, drag Jackboys in for a better angle, and kind of run from there. They're trying to slowly push at that tier 1 mid with Lesh. Boom are aware of that, and they can kind of scout around with it as well.
They run right in, he's taking a fair bit of damage, but he's got the BKB up to use. They try again on the Schem, they do get the line to start. A nice start to this fight for SMG, but now the rule is out by FBZ into the boat and the turret, but a nice disruption from Arfu to save. SMG now surely can take down this tier 1 mid tower. Still trying to go after FBZ. Roger can commit the snowball into the charge now from Raging. They should be able to get another kill here for the Dire, and they do. That's the aggression you wanted to see here from SMG, but can they keep it up? Well, they will. They've got Tims. In fact, they even found Jack with destruction. I'm not sure if they'll really commit to this. It looks like they're going to try. They've got the stuff down, but Jackie still has the Aegis and the Stone Gaze and will pop both. That'll be enough for him to be able to walk his way out of there. SMG finally finding a little bit of success in a team fight. They do end up getting... Make sure mid one is not farming that area. Really want to force a fight again, so they're going to head over to the left side of that Dire jungle into Arfu. Kim's already has that Yules up. He'll set up a really nice arrow for himself. That will at least allow them to get something. In the meantime, however, mid one does have the Ags up. And this is when trying to go for that surprise reveal with the Aghanim Scepter. Kim's to break the smoke, but he can leap right away as they just cannot see him at the moment. That's Tolkien behind him, but they'll charge right through Jackie. It's the Schem. They found the lion, and that's what you want. The boat will come in. It doesn't do too much. But Price goes down mid one with the finger. Schem, he will finally drop it. They just try to protect that whole thing. Gaze almost slowing him down enough to go back in onto the ball for mid one. He's just ignoring everybody else and just going after the supports. Roger is going to go down. Raging, still being chased down here by Yopaj, does also get taken out. So even though it looked like a nice start for SMG,
but again, they need a little bit more. They're working towards a BKB now on mid one to sustain that aggression to allow him some safety up front, and that could kind of make a difference. Good dieback find on Tims though. That's going to set Boom back quite a fair bit. They're going to have to wait a long time for Tims to be back up. They're going to be on the defensive while this is down.
Absolutely. Not only that, but the net worth lead that they had on Boom is suddenly just not there anymore. It's just a 1K advantage. Nothing to write home about it. They even found FBZ. Another great target for SMG to try and go after. They've already blown him up. That's 2 heroes down for 45 seconds without buyback. So SMG, they might be able to focus down another tower, either in the mid or the bot lane. No, they want to try and fight again. Hard will be there, Raging though, maybe going a bit too fast. They're going to commit to this. They've got the Kunka with the shards out, but Jackie's going to protect with the Stone Gaze. Back in onto Arfu they go. They'll at least get a Shadow Demon. I guess MG might be forced to just back off now, but mid one does morph into the Spirit Breaker. But he is just going to go ahead and charge his way out.
It's Scam from SMG does tell them though, and let me be in a position to try and force a fight here first.
Roger will be the first victim of Boom Esports as mid one tried to reinitiate, but doesn't want any part of it. What have they got? Disruption, they found Arfu. He is dropping real darn quick, but he gets the purge out in time. It just won't mean anything. In fact, they got some more now. They might have a dieback onto Roger. He's dropping low. They'll try to save the mid one. Scam will drop a kill. He's also gone. In fact, that double stun out FBZ. He might be the third, and he will go down. But how do you deal with this Medusa? Jackie pops the Stone Gaze. Back in on the left track they go. They want move down, and they might just have him, but no. The blink away is there. So instead it's back in onto mid one with the Hex out Scam. He does lock him down long enough. It looked like a nice...
His team joins him, he's getting so much farm. His Ags is only 2 parts away, about 1,000 gold away, 1,100, so not too far off. Until Ardusa's also fully geared up. As the Silver Edge up for some crit, good break, and now they can begin that siege. They've got to do something about this Musa.
Here goes the target from mid one. He'll get started, but you've got to worry about that Aegis and Boom. He cocks an arrow. It's a 5-second arrow in fact, but Arfu will save with the disruption in the backside. They're trying to jump that line again, but Scam, he is surviving. Will settle the Hex out and the Earth Spike. Mid-one's been pulled out. The Roar is there. FBZ, he's got him. Mid-one is down without buyback. That is terrible, terrible news for the side of completely wipe them out. SMG, they tried. Jackie is just too big to deal with at the moment. And Boom Esports, they'll rush onto that bottom racks.
They push really fast with that. The Overlord up, with the damage coming through from Jack Boys. They could go for more than one set of racks here. Respawns aren't too long, but the push is just so quick that SMG are going to lose a lot more in this high run than they want to. And you know what? The big factor here is all of that control coming out from Boom. They've got so much from the Lion, they've got so much from their Kunkka, from Beastmaster. SMG, they only really have basically Raging Potato to start and maybe a follow-up split Earth from Boom. And it's just not enough. Like, Disruption you want to save as a saving spell. Snowball's nice, but you're not catching enough people in line. Even then, the follow-up damage, again, is just lacking from SMG. And Boom are actually going to stay for another set of racks. They're going to go for the mid creeps. They still have Aegis for a minute and a half here.
They'll not. Meanwhile, Moon, he does fly out that overwhelming blink, but that's left him without buyback goals. So this will be the last-ditch effort here for SMG, as they might just have to call the GG if they can't win this one out. Jackie's not backing. They'll perch him up, Raging. He'll go for the charge into the backside onto FBZ, but he's going to get caught out. He doesn't have a way to protect himself. He'll pop the BKB, though, again into Skem. But Skem's being protected. He'll get the Hex off in time, and now they're caught out too with the turret, or rather tidal wave. They've got Roger. A great turret storm out. And Fortune them right in the turret of Raging Potato. Is so darn low, but not dead yet. He'll try to run, but it looks like there's no running here for the Spirit Breaker. After, he'll go for a TP out, but Tim has got him with the Yule Scepter. Mid one, he'll have to do this by himself. He'll take down your March, but can he deal with the rest? Jackie's still just whacking away, and he's forced to run. But it's a 2v3 scenario. And it looks like Boom Esports are gonna have Megas coming up very soon unless someone can stop it. He will charge back on that Doosa. But he's not gonna be able to slow them down that much. There goes the top rats. And that'll be Megas now for Boom. SMG, they are still just trying to deal with the Aegis of Jackie, but they can't even get that. He is just way too far ahead.
The mad thing about that set of fights there, Mike, is that Jack Boys has had his Ags up in the backpack because he's out of slots. So you didn't even have to deal with a Mystic Stick bouncing around, turning you into stone in that engagement. But it's going to be there for the next fight. Age is going to expire, a bit of a reset out for Jack Boys. Doesn't catch enough people out, and they're going to go and force this fight.
Triangle, Raging. He's got to worry about Skem as well. You've got an Aeon Disc now on that line, so it's not that easy to burst him down. In fact, the Hex is there in time anyway. Who else are they chasing? Mid one, he's been blown up. He's trying to make his way over. They're still trying to get that Lion, but Skem is just so sneaky. He's still out of there. Now Raging, he's the one in trouble. He's a bit tanky, or maybe not. Not with that tidal wave, but he'll charge. He'll just try and charge his way out. Meanwhile, your punch, he does find mid one, but never mind him. They'll go in onto Roger instead, who's still trying on that Lion, but Skem is just so sneaky. He will not give the opening away. That'll be one down for SMG. Not out of the game yet, but against Megas, 4v5. It's very hard to see a victory here for SMG in this defense. We'll see if they can pull it off though. This time Skem will not have the Aeon Disc. But I think Skem is the least of your worries at this point if you are SMG. Jackie gets onto those T4 towers. How do you stop this man?
It's tough. I think the SMG is doing the right thing with the backline, but they're just going to have to damage and figure out even the sports.
Fire away, better cancel the chances again. They're going off the Skem. They have the line this time. Then what? He gets something, but they've lost Raging Potato and Arthur in the process, and now Moon. He's been caught out. The car will be right there onto the left, so there's just no way out for him. Mid one's the last remaining survivor. There will be buybacks from SMG to try one last time to defend this. 3v5. The charge is there. We'll start onto the Kunkka, but man, oh man, that Stone Gate, the Petrify out with the Mystic Snake. It's just way too much. They go right into it. More buybacks to come. Mid one, waiting for his teammate to Petrify again. Out from Jackie and now Raging, who's forced the BKB up and trying to go onto Tim's, but he can do nothing. He can do absolutely nothing to help out his team. They will take down the Spirit Breaker once again. The GG will be called by SMG. Game way to go the way of Boom Esports.
I expected a lot more early rushing out from SMG, and when you saw that grab, you saw the Tusk, you saw the Spirit Breaker, Shadow Demon, they did have good saves. I thought the lanes would come out a lot stronger. Like, you called it out early on when you saw the lanes break out.